Okay, before I begin in my stories and stuff, I just wanted to say thank you for your support and your prayers and your love and your notes while I was there. It made me feel a little bit at home. Some of them made me sad and some of them were just really funny. But thank you for those. Thank you for buying shirts and donating. Without you, I wouldn't have gotten to go, so thank you for that. So this year, me and Andy got to go to Honduras. We went to Balfonte, Colon, Honduras, and with 516 Missions. Aaron Johnson, who is in Washington, Pennsylvania, he was in charge of this trip this year. And last summer in Indiana, I got a scholarship on the way home to go on one of these trips, and I knew that God was just calling me to go because I want to do mission work as I get older, not just now, but in the future, maybe more longer term. And so I thought that was amazing that God wanted me to have this money to go on a trip. So that's how I got to know about 516, and so that's how I got to go on this trip. And so I'm just going to tell you a little about Joe and Courtney. Well, mostly Courtney, because I was with her more on this trip, and he was with Joe. But they are the missionaries in Honduras, and they are from Aaron's church in Pennsylvania. And they moved to Honduras about 6 months ago in January. And they have 2 little kids, Carolina, and then baby Alistair you saw in some of the pictures. And she is a doctor there at the hospital. We were there at a compound. It's got the hospital there, it's got the staff housing for teams and people there who are there a short time, come and stay there, and then the missionary houses and apartments for them to live in. She's a doctor there, and so me and another lady, Mindy, who were there, we were the only ladies who went with the team. We got to help her clean. Doesn't sound very pleasing, but, and I was kind of like going into it not knowing what we were going to be doing, so I just kind of had to be flexible and be patient and knew whatever happened, it was going to be okay. So we helped her clean the staff house because it is disgusting. So there's bugs everywhere, it's disgusting, there's dust, and so we got to paint bookshelves, and we cleaned books, and then we cleaned out the fridge. This sounds like little things, but they were actually really big things because it's a lot of work to clean a fridge and every single book off the shelf. And it was disgusting, so we cleaned a fridge, and then on Monday, we were there, they wanted us to clean the whole kitchen. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I was like, a whole kitchen? But I kind of just had to remember this is for Joe and Courtney. They need lots of help, and we are there to help them and love on them, and that is what I needed to remember, and that it's not for me, it's for God. And that is why I'm there, to be flexible and to be patient, to do what they asked us to do. So we cleaned the whole kitchen, and then we showed Courtney everything. We showed all the guys and Joe, and she was so happy. So getting to see her reaction to the really clean kitchen and the house was very humbling for me and Mindy. So that was really great. Another thing, also while we were there, we got to go to the Children's Center. It's run by a guy named Ian, who is from Scotland, him and his wife, and all these kids live there. It's like a big foster home. And these kids live there if their parents don't want them, or some of the girls are pregnant, or kids have disabilities, they go and live there. And they go to school down the street. It's a private school. Some of them go there and some go to the public schools. And the missionary kids who are younger go to this private school. And so we got to go there and visit the children, and just getting to see those smiling faces and play soccer with them and color with them. It was awesome. Those kids are really cute, as you could see in those pictures, and just their joyful personalities and how much they are grateful for what they have, even though they don't have parents who want them, or they don't have a lot at all, and they share bedrooms with other kids. And so they're just very grateful for what they have, and that was really eye-opening to me, because we take so much for granted here. I know I do every day for the littlest things. So that really opened my eyes to be thankful for my family and for my church family that I have, and getting to go to school, because there they don't really care about education. So if you don't go to school as a teenager or a younger kid, they don't care. So getting to go to school and just everything that we have we take for granted. It was really opened my eyes to a lot of new things through those kids. And back to the hospital on Tuesday when we were there, we finished all the cleaning that Courtney wanted us to do. So we were kind of like, what are we going to do today? So we kind of went up to the hospital to see what the guys were doing. And so they asked us to do like filing work and itinerary stuff, like counting materials. So we did that. It's not the most fun thing, but again, we didn't really know what we were going to be doing. So going into it not knowing was kind of scary and kind of but it all turned out good. It was nice getting to clean for them and getting to do filing work for them in a hospital to help them out because they're already under a lot of stress with all of the sick patients and people coming in, and so that was nice getting to do that. And the people there are so nice, even if they don't speak English, and they come up to you and just speak all the Spanish, and you're like, I don't know what you're saying. But they were really nice, and the food is awesome. It's so good. We have rice and beans all the time, like pico de gallo, and Andy loved when we had that. And fried chicken. We had fried chicken. It was really good. And Joe is in charge of the comedor, which is like the cafeteria in the hospital like we have here. And we would have like baleadas every day, which is like tortillas with beans in it, and we would all eat like 3 of them, and they're so good. Yes, the Coke was really good too. It was sugar cane Coke. That was really good. So the food was good, the environment of the people was good, and we would take, it's called a jack. It's like a truck, kinda. And so there's 2 seats in the front, and then we would all stand in the back to go to like the waterfalls or the beaches to like get around everywhere because they don't have a car. So they borrow people's cars at the compound. And just getting to see the mountains and the beautiful beaches and the waterfalls, it's breathtaking at how beautiful it is there. And so that was really cool. And just another funny story to add, the airplane in the picture was what we took from San Pedro to La Ceiba. And that was a 30-minute flight, and it was with propellers, and it had no AC inside. And it was 19 seats, and I was scared for my life. I was like, Andy, please sit by me and make sure I'm okay, because I don't know if I can do this. But it was really cool, and landing in San Pedro and seeing beautiful palm trees and mountains was really cool. It was just altogether a beautiful, awesome trip, and even though we didn't get to see the kids a lot, and we didn't get to interact with a lot of the people in the hospital, we still did cleaning, and we still did things for Joe and Courtney that they needed done. So that was a blessing for them and for me, and just eye-opening to see how these people live there. It's such a different lifestyle than we have here. They live with no AC, and they live with no electricity, and they don't have phones and laptops and iPads like we have, or TVs. And so that was very nice to see, because it changes your life just to see those things and really take for granted again how much we take for granted here. And so that was eye-opening for me, because it was my first time to do a really big trip like this. So I was a little nervous and a little scared, but it was awesome. And then one more thing, they do like fellowship worship every Thursday. The missionaries and their kids and their families come, and someone leads worship every week. And so they were singing Lord, I Need You by Matt Mayer, and it kind of just hit home. Like, I don't know, just something about it, it brought me to tears. How much God has provided for me and blessed me, and the opportunities He gave me to go, and that He is always there for us. Even when we doubt Him or when we have fear, our Lord is always with us. So that was one of my favorite moments in the trip, and just getting to be with those kids and Joe and Courtney, and meeting new people and getting out of my comfort zone was a big thing. So I'm thankful for this trip, and I'm thankful for you guys praying for us and being there for us along the way. And if you could just pray for Joe and Courtney, that God would provide them the money to get a car, and just pray for them in the hospital and the work they're doing there. They're doing amazing things, and they are brave for leaving their home in Pennsylvania and going to do what God has called them to do. So thank you for letting me get to tell stories. I could tell many more and go on and on, but that is just a little bit about my trip. So thank you very much.